What time is it? Game time!
We're going to take our friends and fans on a trip into Dreamland. Magic and Michael.
Jordan. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan.
It's showtime. Get the cameras rolling.
Jordan off the steal. And the Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship.
Drexler against Michael Jordan. This is a matchup that everybody wanted.
Jordan for three.
And a Jordan fires another three. I don't believe it. This place is pandemonium.
He is hot. Woo!
See, this is what Michael lived for. He wanted this challenge.
There's Jordan for three. Yes!
Whose game is it? It's Michael Jordan's game.
I don't think you can just sit back and say, ah, and wow.
The Chicago Bulls have won the NBA championship for the second straight season. The Bulls trying to become only the third team in NBA history to pull off a three-peat. Here comes Jordan. Jordan around Marley. Jordan!
Who's got Michael? He's going to try to take over now.
He's got it.
10 seconds to go in the shot clock. 15 in the ballgame. Michael will take it. He's fouled. He scored! Superman back in the building. 55 for MJ.
I never said we had to stop him. We can't stop him.
Focus on him.
Nobody can stop him.
43 seconds to go in the game.
They were down by 20. Here's Jordan extending. Michael Jordan driving the lane.
The Bulls win the championship. For the third year, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls have climbed the Mount Olympus of the NBA.
Michael Jordan, above and beyond. Michael Jordan's quest for a third consecutive championship had been his most grueling. After a summer of helping the Dream Team bring home a gold medal from Barcelona, he had no time to recover before launching into the 92-93 season to defend the Bulls' NBA crown. From outward appearances, though, he seemed no worse for wear.
Jordan fakes. Oh, spins the other move by MJ. Makes the move on the baseline. Oh, and the left. Oh, to Pippen, 3-on-2 to Jordan, and a foul. Yes, it's
But while Michael continued to light up the nightly highlight reels, his success was not coming as easily as it seemed.
No matter how great you are, you lose some of the edge each and every time that you do it. Well, we were going against the odds for the third time, and we were losing something. I think mentally, we were battling against something that we really couldn't see.
If Michael was fighting something, he seemed to be winning. Leading the Bulls to the top of their division, he grabbed his 7th scoring title and reached a historic personal milestone.
20,000 points in the career of Michael Jordan.
And yet, with each game, the joy of victory seemed to be less.
During the course of that year, you could tell fatigue and, a loss of attentiveness to the game sometimes wore at him.
The travel, the expectations, the ups, the downs over the course of a year. And I think that was what was taking a toll on him.
Mystified by the loss of his usual zest for the game, Michael called on his closest advisor, the man who had been at his side for all of his past triumphs, his father, James.
My father came out and stayed with me for about a week. We really got deep into the conversation about possibly walking away from the game.
But with the playoffs at hand, Jordan hoped he would be revitalized by the welcome pressure of the postseason. And the opponent who awaited him in the semifinals could not have been more promising.
Well, for some reason, Cleveland's always been a place where I always have risen to excel.
The inbounds pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win! They win!
Now, 4 years later, Jordan would once more use Cleveland as his personal showcase.
Oh, what a pass from Jordan!
And with time running out in the series clinching game and the score tied, he would once again provide his trademark dramatics.
Fasten your seatbelts. Here we go, folks. The season is on the line.
6, 5, 4. Michael Strip got it back. 3, 2. Michael falls, fires.
Yeah! Does it again!
The Bulls win. He looks at the crowd. At the buzzer. This crowd is stunned.
Instead of leaving Michael with a feeling of elation, however, his latest heroics seemed only to highlight how much times had changed.
It wasn't quite the same because pretty much everyone expected it. You know, when you do something so often in a building, now it becomes an expectation of the fans and of yourself.
In the Eastern Conference Finals, Jordan was again spectacular. Though the New York Knicks would claw their way to victories in the series' first 2 games, Jordan refused to let Chicago falter, personally turning the tide and leading them to victory in 6 games.
Here's Jordan on the plate. Yes! 52 points for Michael Jordan.
Even as he tried to revel in finishing off his longtime rival, however, Jordan quickly found the burden of public scrutiny overshadowing his triumph.
What Jordan does in his off time is consuming the Chicago media.
And the New York media, and I suppose the national media.
That's enough. If my life comes to a point where it's scrutinized to what I do on my free time, then, it's no need to even talk to you guys.
They were, in essence, sneaking behind my back trying to find out every negative aspect in my life. I thought that was truly unfair and very distracting.
With the Bulls on the verge of a 3rd consecutive title,
welcome to the NBA Finals. In the case of the Chicago Bulls, it's welcome back.
Michael put all distractions aside.
Michael has been unreal.
Setting a new finals scoring record, averaging over 40 points a game, he seemed to have regained his old intensity.
Keep your head. Hey, you doing in the final? Let's go. Keep your head. Everybody get together.
Michael Jordan now looks like he is going to drive every time he gets his hand on a ball until they stop him.
Man, Michael Jordan shot the ball 43 times.
Pippen ahead to Jordan. Jordan on a breakaway, and there's a highlight reel as he jams the dude.
Damn.
Leading the Bulls past the Suns in 6 games, he would garner a 3rd straight Finals MVP.
It's all over. The Chicago Bulls have 3 straight NBA championships.
But even in his moment of triumph, Michael had again begun to ponder his future.
After we won the championship, I sat in on the floor and just reminisced about the whole season and the years that I've had at the game of basketball and where my life was. And my conversations with my father in the past, I felt this could be a good opportunity for me to step away and go do other things. So I enjoyed the moment for the moment, but in the back of my mind, I knew that was probably my last game, and no one really knew except for my father and myself.
Get it, man. Get it, man. Yeah. That's what bringing me into this world.
After a summer sorting out his feelings, Michael began to seriously weigh the decision he had been struggling with for so long.
I asked Phil Jackson, frankly, I said, what kind of challenges can you give me next year?
He felt like if I don't have the desire to do it, if I don't have the thirst to play basketball, it's not as much fun as it used to be, then I'm going to lose my gift.
We were crying and trying to come up with different types of challenges, and I couldn't come up with one. He couldn't come up with one for me.
But as much pain as Michael felt coming to grips with his heart-wrenching decision, it would pale in comparison to the tragedy he was about to face.
Last night, we began the show with the disappearance of Michael Jordan's father. Tonight, the worst fears have come true. James Jordan was found dead, the victim of an apparent murder.
It was a very difficult moment for me, and somehow I just kept my head high, and I thought about all the things that he used to tell me, just turn a negative into a positive. And here I was dealing with him in that way. It was tough.
Shaken by the death of his father, Michael knew that now there was no going back. His choice had been made for him, and soon the whole world would know about it.
Before we continue tonight, a late-breaking story of enormous interest.
Sources with the Chicago Bulls have confirmed that Michael Jordan will announce his retirement effective immediately.
The greatest basketball player who's ever played the game has apparently hung it up for good.
That's the news that's making headlines across the country this morning. Michael Jordan, the best player in the country's hottest sport, the most recognizable athlete in all the world, has apparently decided to call it quits at the age of 30.
When I lose the sense of motivation and the sense of to prove something as a basketball player, it's time for me to move away from the game of basketball.
Basketball lovers are letting Michelangelo walk away from the game while he's still an artist.
And I never thought I'd come back to the game of basketball. I never thought I would have that feeling to come back to the game of basketball.
With Michael's stunning decision, friends and admirers around the world voiced their feelings of loss and tried to put his historic career in perspective.
The only thing that disappoints me is the fact that we had always planned on retiring together.
The league's going to miss him, I'm going to miss him, and I'm just glad I had the opportunity to play with him for 1 year.
The world was jolted with the news of Jordan's retirement. In Romania, state TV aired a program in his honor, and Israeli radio carried his news conference live. Those who played against him are at a loss with the exit of basketball's headline act.
Michael Jordan put style in the game.
Jordan's off to the right. Jordan on the drive. Falls down underneath.
On the left side.
Jordan, the crowd anticipate.
There's one player that's a perfect 10 that has it all.
Look at the air. Look at the hang time. Look at the flying motion.
Sometimes I would just stand there and just, I know he's going to do something crazy, so I just stand there and watch.
Jordan. Oh, my. Ridiculous. That's so good. That's ridiculous.
I've seen him do things that you can't even dream about doing. I've seen him go up on one side of the lane, get bumped, still up in the air, twist the ball, do all this in the air, and lay it up on the other side. People can't do that.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move by Jordan!
Jordan at his best. There's very few people on this planet that can do this. Oh, checks his shot. And what a drive.
Going in and go and play against Mike, and having Mike is shooting a free throws with his eyes closed. I don't know what I will tell my kids.
Front court. Left corner shot by Jordan. Yeah!
My favorite story, he was coming down, and I stepped up to take a charge, and he took off, stuck his tongue out, and he obviously would have ran me over. And then all of a sudden, he switched his tongue to this side, and he changed in the middle of the air, I swear, and he just went by me, and he laid it with his right hand, and I was standing there watching him lay it. And then I looked over at Chuck, and Chuck was, kind of PO'd. I said, don't even say it, you saw what happened.
How does he do that? How does he do that? How does he know?
It's one play really sticks out of my mind. I would never forget. I have it on tape at home. We playing New Jersey Nets. Michael get the ball, and Derek Coleman, Chris Dudley, and Chris Morris comes at him. He maneuvers inside, outside, around back. I mean, it was unbelievable, and makes the shot. I mean, he's the greatest.
Jordan suspended in air. That's beautiful. Breathtaking.
Then Michael came down. Ooh, he went fake right, went left, cocked it all the way back, and then just held it for me. Tongue all out. Now he's still hanging in the air. He's still hanging. I'm sitting there saying, no, he is not going to do this. Not on us, not on me. Yes, he is. Floated, switch hand, and then kissed it with the English. So MJ, you had them like that. See, you had them going crazy, pulling their hair out. People going home the next day, to the office and saying, man, you missed it. You missed it.
Michael on the breakaway. Showtime as he skies into the air. And Jordan throws it down.
MJ, please, I'm begging. Let me get down on my knees. Wait a minute, get the camera down here. See, I'm on my knees. See, I'm on my knees, MJ. Look, I'm coming down low to the camera angle. I'm on my knees begging.
Jordan, look at that!
Back to Jordan. Please, Michael, come back.
Michael Jordan with a miracle shot!
Please come back, Michael, please, please.
While the sports world pondered basketball without Michael Jordan, Michael contemplated life without basketball.
You know, now I can do something that I choose to do and not what I have to do. I started skiing, and then I started being a little bit more adventurous, riding motorcycles, things that I never really did, but I always wanted to experience at least once or twice.
But when Michael was through experimenting, he settled on a pastime that had intrigued him since early childhood.
Now wipe that smirk off your face. He's not kidding. Michael Jordan is going to give baseball a shot.
Well, I mean, it was something that my father and I talked about way before he passed. Me retiring for basketball and then playing baseball. In the final year that we won the championship was like his biggest push to go and do it. No one could present a challenge for me at the time, other than what my father was presenting to me, which was to go and play baseball.
Michael's journey to follow his father's advice took him to Birmingham, where he joined the Barons, the AA affiliate of the Chicago White Sox. Here, he began a radically different lifestyle.
Well, now you're riding a bus. For 8 hours, you stop to a convenience store to grab a bag of potato chips, get back on the bus and travel another 8 hours. It was a fun experience, and I grew great friendships.
Go get him, Bud. Go get him.
I needed that type of camaraderie that came along with the minor league players. I think what baseball did for me was it gave me an opportunity to revisit all those moments that I had with my father and with some of the situations that never occurred to me, I even thought about going through the game of basketball.
But as Michael struggled on the field, a bewildered public wondered why he had strayed so far from his pedestal.
We have documented his every move, every swing, every miss.
They thought I was just making a mockery of the game and not putting forth the effort. I was putting forth the effort. If you're not successful at it, doesn't mean that you failed. It was at least you tried.
And the struggles themselves seemed to remind him of simpler times.
Everything I was doing was elevator ride, it was easy, things came easy. I forgot about the stairs, the different levels of success to get to the top.
When he goes back, when he starts to go back, you go back, okay?
And so I kind of I revisited those steps that I totally had forgotten from playing professional basketball and being on top for so long.
But though he relished his time away, Michael could never fully detach himself from his former life, especially as he watched his team struggle in the playoffs against the scrappy New York Knicks.
It's like a bully of the neighborhood taking advantage of the kid brother when the big brother's not around. You had those feelings of, God, I know I can help that team.
Lennox finally defeat the Chicago Bulls in a playoff series.
It seemed no coincidence that Michael's thoughts began to wander just as he was finally finding some success at his new diversion. Having fulfilled his promise to his father, Michael had achieved what he had set out to.
I really wanted to give myself a chance to do that as a challenge, but then as an appreciation to my father for him wanting me to do it.
The designated hitter, Michael Jordan.
And dramatically, it would all crystallize in one defining moment.
It's a fly ball, deep left field, that's back in.
It was a special moment, knowing that my father was looking down on me at the same time. When I really thought about it, he was here. You know, everything that he's taught me, everything that I accomplished was him. It took me a while to understand that. And once I understood it, I could accept it and deal with it. I guess it made me at peace with myself. So it was a therapeutic experience for me, and I needed it. I think if I wouldn't have done it, there's no way I would have been able to come back to the game of basketball. I would probably had a tough time mentally dealing with a lot of things.
With his newfound peace of mind, Michael set off to Chicago to play in Scottie Pippen's summer charity game, the last contest at the old Chicago Stadium.
Can you still play this game, buddy?
I don't know. I'm about to find out.
Are you rusty?
Yeah, probably.
Michael quickly seemed at home as he scored 52 points and said goodbye to the arena that had seen so many of his sensational performances.
You know, every building was my home for years. It helped me develop my basketball skills. So when I truly knelt down to kiss the floor, you know, it was like kissing a girlfriend goodbye. And hated to see it go.
But Michael's thoughts quickly turned from goodbyes to new challenges.
I really started getting the attitude of facing some of this young talent, because I was playing with a lot of the young players, Jason Kidd and Anthony Hardaway, and that's when I started to get my feet wet a little bit of possibly coming back and, you know, just seeing what these guys got.
Fans all over the world, salute Michael Jordan.
Ironically, just as Michael began to contemplate a possible return, his retirement celebration was being staged at the new United Center Arena.
I never want to see that or want to experience that feeling at all. I still felt I could play the game of basketball, and it was a great appreciation, I must admit, to have your jersey hung from the rafters. Very few people have that opportunity.
Think about it, maybe you might want to, just for one more season, lace these bad boys up and play one more time. One more time.
I think it felt like someone was closing the coffin on me in a sense, and I didn't want to feel like that by no means I can come back and play the game that I truly love if I choose to come back.
Though he did return to baseball, as the months wore on, it became clearer and clearer to Michael what he truly wanted to do.
He calls me about 7 in the morning and says, you know, hey, let's go to breakfast. So we go to breakfast, we talk a little bit. He's in a suit. So, you know, he said, let's go over to practice and screw around before practice. I said, all right, fine, you know, we'll do that. You know, no problem. So we're out there just shooting. He has his suit on still. I have my practice stuff on. So a shooting game goes into a shooting contest. Then all of a sudden the contest goes into, well, let me see if you can still guard me. And then it goes from, well, let me see if you can still guard me. And then before you know it, we're playing on one-on-one.
While those close to Michael suspected what was on his mind, the rest of the NBA was busy battling into the last months of the season. And as the league readied for the postseason, it featured a very different look than when Michael had left a year and a half ago. The spotlight now belonged to the defending champion Houston Rockets and their young challengers, the Orlando Magic, while the Bulls struggled to stay above 500. But now that was all about to change.
There are reports circulating this morning that have a lot of sports fans ecstatic.
Hold on. Hey, there goes Michael. There goes Michael.
Michael Jordan has worked out with the Chicago Bulls 3 times this week, and as you can imagine, that news is creating a lot of excitement in Chicago.
Woo! Michael, you have something to say today?
I started attending a couple of practices, and Scottie Pippen started working on me, he and BJ, about how we still could have a chance of winning a championship if you were still playing.
There's some major league selling going on here at the United Center, not just from fans, but from players alike.
Everybody's confirming this, that it's a done deal. Michael's coming back, with the exception of Michael Jordan.
Pardon me.
He's doing all the drills we're doing. He's doing everything. So we begin to realize that there's a serious possibility that he's coming back, but we don't know.
It's a reality, but it's still not a reality. So we're just not pinning any hopes, or we're not trying to throw up a balloon or a kite that's not ready to fly.
I could hear the noise generated from the media outside, and it wasn't 15 people, it was 55 people, it was 100 people. I thought, this must be a great media event.
I think just going through practice and getting out there with the guys and the enjoyment that came out of that really started to make me feel good. All the compliments that they were giving me started to persuade me to the idea of coming back and playing.
He's been out of the game for at least a year. He wants to come back, and this town is going nuts.
Michael, please make my life complete. Come back.
Michael Jordan announced today he's coming back to basketball.
He will play for the Bulls tomorrow against the Indiana Pacers.
One guy said the words, "I'm back," and it set the world on fire. Just turned it upside down.
The economy has produced 6.1 million jobs since I became president. And if Michael Jordan goes back to the Bulls, it'll be 6,100,001 new jobs.
Today, Michael Jordan at age 32 tries to accomplish what no one else truly has in team sports history.
Michael Jordan has returned, and he's wearing number 45.
I knew my father would never see me playing another number, and I felt it was a new beginning, so why not change it back to something that I had played with when I first started in high school.
No tap, run your basic, okay? If tap, run your center opposite.
It was a very nervous experience for me because I never thought I would be playing again.
Jordan still looking for his first field goal, and there it is! Michael Jordan!
It felt really good to be back out there on the basketball court and with a different outlook about life and how I approach each and every day. I was making myself happy. I was happy being there only because I chose to do so.
There's Jordan going left to beat Scott. What a pass from Jordan!
Bulls trail by one. Michael, oh yeah!
Welcome back.
If Michael received a warm reception in Indianapolis, it was nothing compared to the frenzy his return inspired in Chicago.
Jordan's back, right? Yes, he is! Yeah! Yeah! MJ's back! No matter where you look around the world, you'd never find another city like this one to welcome someone back with such open arms. So happy to have that guy back, man. From North Carolina, Edgar, Nick, Michael Jordan!
Oh, man, we couldn't ask for anything better than this.
It made me feel good to be back home because I felt like I'd been away, like a kid going to college, and then now he's back home to see all these familiar faces.
Captain Pippen, this is Captain Grant, Captain Pippen. Captain Jordan, Captain Grant.
Here comes Jordan. Yes! Fired away to Grant, blocked by Jordan.
All the way inside.
Upstairs! Yes! Hey, loving it.
Michael, don't get sucked back in there. They're always looking for a guy to fill that spot right there.
The steal, Jordan! Look out! Oh, yeah! Here it is! They're on their feet. They love it.
That's what they came to see.
Michael did not leave the Chicago fans disappointed, but his most dramatic performance so far would come the next night in Atlanta.
The Hawks lead by 1.
5.9 remaining. More than just enough time for Jordan to work his magic.
The inbounds to Michael. Racing the clock. Jordan for the win. Yes! He did it again! He is now back!
I love those moments that you can go in when no one expects you to and save the team from losing the game.
And he would stage yet another sensational performance in the next game under the bright spotlight of New York.
Welcome to Madison Square Garden. There is a media-sized crush here, and there's only one reason why.
It has been the hottest ticket in town. You know, it's like the Beatles have arrived on the scene. And they isolate Jordan against Bonner.
Look out!
Michael Jordan off to the fast start, this time to the pull-up. And he is on fire.
They're going to keep going to the well with Jordan and Starks. Double team. Oakley gets there too late. Oh! It's a three-pointer. For Michael Jordan.
Jordan off the turnover. Puts the move on Starks. Yes, and it counts. Michael Jordan.
I could read Starks' every move. You know, I basically had him at my disposal.
Working on Starks. Got him in the air. Michael Jordan has 55.
And that is a high for the NBA this season.
You got to start the other night against Atlanta.
and you just sort of building up to New York.
Michael plays really for one reason, and he loves to play, and he loves the hype. You know, he loves the challenge.
Baseline Michael comes inside, hangs, got it! Wow!
With Michael electrifying fans across the country,
Oh, yes, they're on their feet.
the hype was back in full swing.
Gave my beloved Knicks a double nickel.
Life is a sport. Drink it up.
That's what I figured. And from his endorsements to his charity work with children, Michael was drinking it up like never before.
It's a big Bulls fever.
He better be in Chicago.
Oh, yes.
You watch a lot of the Bulls games?
I watch all y'all.
Man, that's good, man. Laker fan in Chicago? Just don't rub my head.
Block. Block. Oh, man.
Whenever you guys get down or have a bad day, just think about today. We had a fun time, you know, and all of us have bad days, even me. But it's fun to come out and have a good time with you guys.
As the season drew to a close, Michael continued to have a good time, leading the Bulls to a 13-4 finish and establishing them as the hottest team in the East. So as they prepared to face Charlotte in the first round of the playoffs, they could not have been more confident.
We felt good about our chances at that time. We had a person who could close the game out, and we knew that we could get on a roll and win 15 games.
And that confidence proved to be well-founded.
Michael Jordan scored 48 points. Michael was the man, as everybody expected him to be. The game is over. The Bulls move on to round 2.
The ultimate top is to win a championship again. That's when you really know that you're back at the top.
The Orlando Magic, owners of the best record in the East, posed a stern test of Michael's resolve. If he hoped to reestablish his Bulls as title favorites, Michael knew that now was the time.
Here's Jordan. Jordan.
But from the series' first game, the Magic showed that it wouldn't be easy.
The Bulls want to run. Here's Pippen for Jordan. Yes, and it counts.
91-90 the score. Chicago with the lead with 18 and 1/10 seconds to play.
Don't leave it wide open for a layup. We got to challenge everything now for what's on the floor.
With the game on the line, there was no question who the Bulls would look to.
I tell you, I want the ball in Michael's hand.
That's what being a great player is all about. You want the ball in that guy's hands when the game's on the line.
Yeah, I've always been known as a player who could finish off a team. And you always want to be in control in those moments.
All right, here we go. Now Jordan played by Anderson.
Jordan spinning his way against Anderson. Here comes Hardaway. For Jordan. The Magic by 1. 6 and 2/10 seconds to go. Michael Jordan having a very difficult time.
Here I was in those moments that you take pride in being put in, and yet I let the team down.
Well, if you think it should have been secure in the hands of anybody, it should have been in the hands of Michael Jordan. He just got caught making a mistake.
The unthinkable had happened. But Michael would have another chance to pull off his expected heroics.
Jordan played by Royal. Jordan for Pippen. And a lovely Orlando ball. Michael had the shot, but decided to pass off. And that is something we've rarely seen.
Well, anytime you have Michael Jordan with the ball, you got to think that, hey, they're going to seal the game right here.
My skill level was not quite the same, what people expected to see. So I was very disappointed.
I felt that loss was probably one of the worst moments he's ever experienced in his basketball days.
Hoping to shake off his disappointment, Michael reached into his past for comfort and hopefully a change of fortune.
Is he better in 23?
I think he is. We all know that he's better in 23. He knows it.
But Michael's unique ability to raise his game on command remained only a memory.
Boy, Michael's missed a lot of close-in shots, and he's tried to take
another shot around the basket. Michael is not able to finish that shot. That used to be his bread and butter.
I think people made their own opinions about, well, maybe he's lost his step. Maybe he's not the same player.
Jordan lost it. Another turnover for Michael Jordan, who has had his difficulty.
All of a sudden, he physically didn't have the presence at that particular time to do what he needed to do, and he wanted to get it done so badly.
And as the Magic eliminated the Bulls in 6 games, Michael had to wonder if he would ever fully regain his past brilliance.
Give him credit, he's probably still the greatest player in the game overall. He just, he wasn't his old self.
Yeah, I had doubts that maybe I can't play the same type of game that I used to play because I wasn't able to do it on call. So in sitting in that locker room and very disappointed, I made a promise to myself that come next year, I'm gonna be ready for this game. I started a month earlier than I've ever started, and I wanted to get back and enjoy the game. I just wanted to play it. I felt I had to do that again. I had to put forth the work on the basketball court.
Though he was shooting a movie in LA, Jordan had a special facility constructed for his workouts, and it was appropriately dubbed the Jordan Dome.
So this is basically built for him so he can play basketball, he can work out.
I go over and do my work over there, come over here for lunch, lift, go back, finish my work over there, and come back and play in the afternoons.
And so we would invite anybody in LA who wanted to play or who played professional basketball to come out and play.
He invited me up to come up and play, and I walked in and said, this is perfect because you got all the weights on one side and you got the court in the middle, which is great.
All of them would come into LA, either do a show or film a show or do some type of promotion. And they would come out and play with me every night.
Alonzo Mourning's been up here, Patrick Ewing's been up here, Shaquille O'Neal's been up here. I mean, what better place to play summer pickup basketball?
Hosting a daily wave of challengers, Michael felt his skills steadily returning.
Well, it was great pickup games, and the confidence came along with it, you know, making a game-winning shot. I could see a little gap in between defenses that mentally I knew I could get to, not physically I could get to. These are the things that started to come back to me.
Arriving in Chicago for the start of the 95-96 season, Michael was greeted by a slightly revamped Bull team. But he still seemed more than ready to lead them on a new quest to regain their championship stature.
Each day is a building block to a certain goal that we're striving to achieve.
And even from the start of the preseason, Michael served notice that all his preparation had paid off.
Yeah, and I thought, you know, by the end of the training camp, he was right back where he's always been.
Can't do it any better than that.
And as Michael soared into the regular season, he lifted his teammates with him.
With authority. Oh, you thought it was going to be a layup, did you? Wham! In your face.
Quickly establishing the Bulls as the league's hottest team.
With Michael, you know you're going to win. And he instills a confidence in everyone. He makes everyone around him better.
Michael, beautiful feed, Robinson for the two-handed jam on the outside.
Erasing any doubts that he would reassert his dominance, Michael tortured opponents with a barrage of bad memories.
Yes, sir.
He was in his own little zone today, and it was good.
Jordan driving. Beautiful move.
Witherspoon and goes to the hole for two.
So the Bulls maintain possession. Here is Jordan. Michael tonight is showing the entire repertoire.
You just know if things aren't going well, there's going to be a chance that Michael's going to come away and do something to put us right back in it. I remember back a game in it was Vancouver. We should have lost the game. We were down 12 points with 6 minutes to go. Michael just said, well, that's enough. I can't let this happen.
All alone, thinking about the shot, thinking about driving. Now drives down to the right side, goes up with the left hand. It's good.
Oh,
he's incredible. 12 straight by Jordan. 12 straight.
Game was over. He scored 19 points in 6 minutes. It's unbelievable.
Now the inbounds pass is stolen of all people by Michael Jordan, and he goes up for the jam. He's just an incredible player.
With Michael energizing them, the Bulls continued to pile up victories. And suddenly they were not only chasing a championship, they were pursuing history as well.
Jordan's team taking aim at 70, which is truly a Herculean feat never accomplished in NBA history.
Every night, you're faced with a playoff atmosphere. You know, the arena's sold out, and you're going to get the best basketball from that team, even if they've been playing bad.
No call. Jordan to Dennis Rodman, Harper to Beautiful.
Showtime, Lakers, you saw it here.
With Michael leading the way, the Bulls brushed aside opponents almost at will.
105-104. Sabonis stripped by Jordan. Breakaway.
They just milk the clock. They score here, Jim. They go up 5. Oh, man. Oh, my God, what a play. We have seen this man do some incredible things. But have you ever seen him do anything better than that?
Ahead to Jordan. Bulls have numbers. To Scotty. Yeah.
One superstar to the other.
They've won all the big games against the good teams and been consistent enough to beat the other teams.
And Lenny himself in the pregame show mentioned the chemistry problem the Hawks have had. Jordan to Harper to Pippen.
Beautifully done. Unselfish teamwork.
So the Bulls go to 35-3, 12 straight wins.
The Bulls prove again they're the best in the NBA, and they're on a course to win the most games ever in a season by an NBA team.
As Michael enjoyed one of the most successful comebacks in sports history, one of his closest friends and rivals chose to follow in his footsteps.
The media is here, the fans are here, this place is rocking, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see what happens between Magic and Michael.
It was like a playoff game in the middle of regular season with all the media hype and the expectations.
I want my picture with you.
If the game can live up to any of the excitement before the game, we're in for a real treat. Anytime you get Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson on the court at the same time, you've got something special.
I'm pretty sure for Magic, knowing what he was experiencing and coming back, it was very similar to my own thoughts.
Ball in low to the postman. Magic working on Rodman. Comes around Rodman. Hook shot of 6 is good. A beautiful hook, curling it off his right wrist.
And it was fun. I enjoyed it. We gave him a good test.
I think I got fouled by Dennis, and he told Dennis, "Don't let up on him. Beat him up some more. We're gonna get him in shape." And I knew what he was doing. He was working on Dennis to work on me to get me in shape, and I appreciate that. Well, converse to that. And it was up 20.
As the Bulls completed the first half of the season, talk of a 70-win season was at an all-time high. But unlike in years past, Michael simply refused to let the pressure affect him.
I'm more solid, I'm more mature, I'm more understanding, not as edgy. I think that's a sign of maturity for me and a sign of aging.
Heading into the All-Star weekend in San Antonio,
All-Star program.
Michael was completely relaxed and ready to fully enjoy the festivities.
I had a whole different perspective about enjoying the whole weekend for myself and not for someone else. It was strictly my enjoyment to get to know the new guys, to have fun with them.
It happened against y'all crazy ass. Remind me when we played crazy dinner. Hey, but you know I'm still going left too. I'm still going left. I'm still going left.
Even though I know what some of these guys are going through because I've experienced in it.
Y'all better learn how to play on the road.
It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.
And if I could help, I would give my voice to help you, but for the most part, just enjoy it.
These Reggies?
Thank for his elbow. Those are Reggies.
I got years on him.
They were Reggies.
I just wanted to fit in. I didn't want to stand above or stand below. I just wanted to fit in.
Without a doubt, you know that.
So in that essence, this past All-Star weekend was fun. I didn't care about what happened, if I won MVP, if I didn't. I just wanted to play well and enjoy the whole weekend.
45. GMC. That's a bad luck number, dog.
I wasn't trying to dunk rookie.
I wasn't trying to
Thank my rookie year.
I bet you first air ball. I know it. Give me Jack, Daddy. Jack. Oh. Get out of here.
That's a lot about my personality people don't know. I like kidding around.
Fast start on the comedy meter.
I like joking around.
Pulling Anthony's pants down.
And I think I'm at that stage in my life that I want people to see that and understand that about me. And I want to enjoy those things and not have to enjoy them behind closed doors. Enjoy them in public.
I always get everybody like that. I got DuBois back there too.
So that they can have a better understanding for me and view me as a normal guy.
Hey, I won't do that.
So this past All-Star game was a good avenue, a good stage for me to show that to people and to other players, that I'm not above anyone else. I'm just amongst you guys, and I strive to be the best basketball player that I can be.
Jack! Jack! Oh, right there, dog. Right there, three. There you go, dog team.
And as happy as Michael was to be at All-Star, the fans were even happy to have him.
Hey, my boy don't want to play, do it. He hurting this boy. You hurt nature, I know it. Give me Jack, Daddy. Jack. Jack. Watching the post. Hey. Look, baby. Come on, now y'all know I'm 11 years old. I ain't gonna pass the ball. Come on now. Something about them Georgetown centers traveling all over the place. Hey, Pat, they didn't teach y'all how to not travel to Georgetown. Man, back right here. Right there.
Here is Richmond.
Hey!
It's Richmond not able to find the range. Jordan with 20 points.
Tough day at home, dog.
I want to take you.
I'm glad I'm
They won't let me ask you.
Take care, man. Stay healthy, boy.
All right, take care of yourself.
All right, man. Hey, Mike. Good seeing you, man. Yeah, you know it. Good seeing you, man.
All right, good seeing you.
That's what you get for not getting into the league.
Leaving San Antonio with a big smile and MVP honors in tow, Michael would hold onto the lighthearted spirit of the All-Star weekend for the rest of the season. Playing with obvious joy, he seemed to have completely banished any of the doubts that had once plagued him.
What drove me back to the game was I truly loved the game. I missed the enjoyment that it gave me once I was in 94 feet arena.
When Michael Jordan's tongue is out, something bad's going to happen for the opposition.
Is he having fun or what?
I've never seen him smile so much out there on the court than I have this year.
Jordan with a spectacular move. Watch it. Hardaway, the lead. Mike. Oh, what a play by Michael. 53 points, a season high. Standing ovation. He loves it. Big smile on his face.
Michael's the kind of guy that'll work himself into a lather. You know, he'll be going out there harder and harder when things got more and more difficult. Now he's been able to settle back in and relax a lot more and just let the game come to him.
He's having a little fun right now.
In the old days, when I first got here in Chicago, I had to make it downtown in 30 minutes. You know, like I was in a rush to get somewhere. And now I'm mature enough to slow it down a little bit and enjoy it even greater. You know, the little things.
Hey, no, bud. You know, I don't like to see you coming in town, because that means we got a bad announcer.
But I think that's what maturity is taking me now, to just take my time and enjoy every minute of it. What you see now is down to earth, but yet lighthearted.
When the Chevy representative dropped by to talk with us about our Blazer trip to Alaska, I bet he never dreamed he'd have so much fun.
Michael, this first shot is of our rafting trip.
Just freewheel it and do whatever I want to do.
With Michael reveling in life on and off the court, his comeback could not have been more complete. He was once again at the top of his game. The Bulls were making a serious bid to be considered one of the greatest teams of all time. And if anything, his remarkable personal journey had only added luster to his legend and his legacy.
Best player ever is still Michael Jordan. He's just the greatest.
Creativity, thy name is Michael.
just playing with him. It's you know, it's like you could say you played baseball with Babe Ruth.
I tell you, he's just simply amazing.
If there was a basketball player in Webster's dictionary, it didn't have to be a picture of Michael Jordan.
I never thought I'd come back to the game of basketball. I didn't think I could do it without my father being around. But I think that was the beginning of my maturity as a basketball player, as a person in life, and as a man in terms of making a choice without my father physically there. It took me 18 months to regain that whole freedom that I seem to have come into the league with. It's amazing, but from the 3 championships that I've won to the death of my father, I've evolved to be a better basketball player, and I've evolved to be a better man and a better person. I thought, you know, when first starting to play this game, it's just a game. I hope I can play it forever. But yeah, it has evolved to be more than just a game. It's been a teacher of life. I'm reminiscing about my whole career, and I thought about where I came from and where I'm ending up. It was overwhelming, you know, that a snotty-nosed kid from Wilmington, North Carolina, who never really thought he could make it to a Division I school, has ended up in the world's most famous league at the highest apex of his career. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I can't wait to see what happens. You know, I think that's a part of the adventure.
Camera roll 9, Mark.
Sir, it's going to be 1794.
I like kidding around. I like joking around.
But being that's you, I take the money, I give you the money back. All right. All right, so it's our first transaction. We're going to take a loss. All right.
Not embarrass myself.
Oh, man, you talking about you can beat me? I'm not throwing up, I'm sorry. I'm not throwing up.
Here's Jordan putting his signature on this game.
Well, I just come out of the locker room, I was like, man, I gotta get Michael Jordan's autograph before I leave town, so I went out there and got my bat signed, so definitely put it in my trophy case.
As I said before, he's got all the shots, an ultimate go-to guy.
Shaq sends me Shaq Bar. Low fat energy booster. Thank Shaq, that's very nice of you.
Jordan, hard to the hoop. The reverse from Michael, they're on their feet.
4 for 7. 5 for 8. I forgot.
Michael Jordan says, whatever my team needs from me, that's what I'm going to do on any given night.
I'm doing a new video, so you guys going to be on my video. I thought you retired.
When I first started this long road of basketball, what consumed me was being the best basketball player I could be.
He's got Livingston in his right, Horace Grant in his left. Goes inside. Oh, classic Jordan! Clement steal. He lobs for Jordan.
Look at the air. Look at the hang time. Look at the flying motion.
But now, reminiscing about my whole career, I had a whole different appreciation for the game itself.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move by Jordan!
He kept it in bounds. Here it is again.
Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win!
It has evolved to be more than just a game. It's been a teacher of life.
Jordan hangs, fires, yes! He scores! Oh my goodness!
If you were to create the ultimate basketball superstar, he would be a player of extraordinary athletic ability, a player who could dominate his sport with a vast array of skills.
He's a great defender, rebounder, shot blocker, definitely could score. He's the total package.
He would also possess a tireless work ethic, constantly pushing himself to the limit in his pursuit of victory.
He'll work himself into a lather, like a racehorse. He'd be going out there harder and harder when things got more and more difficult.
He would be a fierce competitor who could command the court through sheer force of will.
You're going to have to cut Michael Jordan's heart out to beat him.
He would possess the vision and the artistry to bring a new dimension to the game.
Creativity, thy name is Michael.
He would also have the leadership to galvanize his teammates.
The way he plays, he will not let the Bulls lose.
And he would have a flair for rising to the occasion time after time.
Michael Jordan in the final seconds again!
He would display a passion for the game, a passion to lift his performance to its very highest level. And he would captivate fans, not only with his talent, but also with his charisma.
Just don't rub my head.
Through it all, he would carry himself with an air of grace and dignity that would make him the perfect ambassador for the sport he loved. It would seem nearly impossible to find all of these qualities embodied in one player, and yet there was such a player in Michael Jordan, a player for whom nothing seemed impossible, a player who was the very definition of basketball excellence.
He does everything great. I mean, he's the ultimate player in my eyes. If there was a basketball player in Webster's dictionary, it didn't have to be a picture of Michael Jordan.
He grew up in Wilmington, North Carolina, and from the beginning there was something distinctive about Michael Jordan.
He came in this world eating. I mean, he loved to eat. And I tell you, we could not feed him enough. We had the doctor put him on cereal, I guess, when he was 3 weeks old because his milk was just not enough.
Michael's first taste of the game of basketball came in pickup games against his older brother Larry, which ignited his competitive fire.
My dad built the basketball court in the backyard, and so they went out there and went at it all the time.
We used to play an awful lot, we would play every day. And I always normally beat him.
He really helped me create some determination in myself to beat him. If I could beat him, I felt I could beat anybody. And finally, when I started to grow and my skills started to catch up with my height, I started to beat him.
He would go on to attend Laney High School, where he blended in as just another face in the crowd.
Michael was a good student, and he had a lot of fun in the classroom. He had a sense of humor, and he was well liked by the students.
The place where Michael did hope to stand out was on the basketball court. But during his sophomore year, he would face a disappointing setback.
I'm the coach who cut Michael as a sophomore. He was still growing. He was a good ball player, but we didn't think he was good enough yet to really make the contribution on the varsity that we felt we needed.
Working hard to improve, Michael would not only make the team the following year, he played well enough to earn a scholarship to the University of North Carolina, a school rich in basketball tradition. But he still faced skepticism about his ability.
I told him to go into math. That's where the money was.
Coming up in high school, I wasn't that known as a basketball player. I mean, everyone felt I was going to go to North Carolina and sit on the bench for 4 years and then come back home and work at a local
gas station or something.
But Michael would be chosen to start as a freshman by legendary coach Dean Smith. And in the 1982 National Championship game against Georgetown, he would burst into prominence by hitting one of the biggest shots in NCAA history.
The tie, 18. Shot, Jordan! Michael Jordan!
The shot gave Smith his first NCAA title and marked a turning point in Michael's career.
Hitting the shot against Georgetown in 1982, it kind of ignited a fire inside of me that nothing was going to stop me.
Propelled by his newfound confidence, Jordan would now soar into the national spotlight.
He wanted to get better, and then he had the ability to get better. And from that point on, I never seen anything like it.
I guess that is a pretty fitting end to the ballgame. Jordan, look at that!
Unleashing his talent, Michael became a two-time College Player of the Year. But following his junior season, he would make the decision to turn pro.
I talked to Coach this morning, and he helped me, and my parents helped me, and I just, I felt that would be better for me to start now, while I'm young.
But before heading off to the NBA, Jordan would make his debut on the world stage. He was named to the 1984 U.S. Olympic team, where he would be guided by another coaching legend, Indiana's Bobby Knight.
He wants the best for his players, and really that's somewhat similar to Coach Smith, except for the language, but I can get up with that.
Smoothly adapting to a new coaching style, Michael would continue his rise to stardom by leading the U.S. to the gold medal. And he was now ready for the next step in his blossoming career, the NBA.
The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan of the University of North Carolina.
As the third overall draft pick, Michael was expected to make an impact, but few could have imagined just how sensational he would be.
Jordan to the floor, let's watch Jordan! Oh, give him a 10! Uh-oh! Jordan to the hook! Oh! Michael to the hook, that's out!
Taking the league by storm, Jordan would electrify his sport in a way that few athletes had ever done before.
The Bucks 9-0 here. There's the double. Jordan, Michael! Jordan against Dale Ellis off to the right. Jordan on the drive, falls down underneath. Oh! Jordan. Oh, what a drive. Oh, what a drive. And Ewing wants the ball and gets it. Jordan on the drive. Can he get there? Can he get there?
For Michael, it seemed anything was possible, and in just his second season, he would stage an epic playoff performance.
Got it! 63 for Jordan! A new NBA record has been set in the Boston Garden.
I don't believe what I just saw! I saw a man fly!
Here comes Mr. Jordan. Action!
Well, I think he's probably the most exciting player that's come into this league since probably Dr. J.
Hopefully I can make a name for myself and not try to live off his name. I think Michael Jordan sounds pretty good to me.
After a few short years, he was already being mentioned among the all-time greats.
You had two players that played on the floor that excited you by their play on the floor, myself and Larry. And now here come one that excites you playing in the air.
Jordan cleared for takeoff. Bounce pass to Jordan, under he comes, slam dunk.
Well, first of all, you start talking about the fact that the guy literally is embarrassing the league. He's that good.
Gets it away to Jordan. Oh, showtime for Mr. Jordan. Jordan to the hook. Oh!
You might see something if you watched him that you've never seen before and will never see again.
Look at the air. Look at the hang time. Look at the flying motion. Tipped it out to Jordan down the lane all the way.
He has a force of personality that's not the same thing as sports talent, but elevates that talent. If you didn't know anything about basketball and he walked into the room, you'd say, that's somebody. That's got to be somebody.
Jordan's appeal transcended basketball. He became a cultural phenomenon that extended to the world of marketing and media, and he had even become a trendsetter.
You know, he had his own particular style. He wore
those baggy shorts. He was one of the first athletes to shave his head. He was so good, so charismatic, that whatever he did suddenly became popular and became cool.
Something about the combination of everything, you know. The game, obviously. He was a tremendous athlete, and he had a great smile. Something very wonderful and warm about when he smiled. And he really communicated well with the camera.
It was great. I mean, who wouldn't want to be in commercials or want to see your posters or your billboards all over the place? You know, I'm just a country boy from North Carolina, and to be on television and do these things were great.
Nobody in the world could cover my main man, Michael Jordan. Nobody.
I always wanted to be an easygoing guy. My personality is that I'm outgoing. I love people. I love being around people. I love kids. So if I didn't have the personality to do it, it would be tough. But my personality fits this mold very easily.
It seemed that fans just couldn't get enough of the game's newest superstar, and Air Jordan would never leave them disappointed.
In a league of stars, in a game of stars, you were the star of stars. Congratulations on being the 1988 All-Star MVP.
Jordan had risen to superstar status. However, his resume was still missing the one achievement that would cement his place among the game's most elite players.
What separated me from Larry Bird and Magic Johnson was, you know, they had championships to back their individual accolades. So, I mean, that drove me more so than anything.
Here comes Michael Jordan on the drive, 5 seconds. Jordan on the drive, right of the lane, 18-footer.
To compete, to win, it's all I live for, really.
Wide left, Pippen. 3 seconds. Jordan's force-up shot to left. Oh, yes! Win. Michael Jordan saves the day.
When you lose, you know, you're easily forgotten, and I don't think anyone want to go to their graves forgotten.
The inbounds pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it!
But in spite of his individual brilliance, Michael had yet to prove that he could lead his team to a title. And as he tried to climb to the top of the NBA, he found that one major obstacle continued to block his path.
People forget how hard it was for that guy to deal with the Detroit Pistons. You know, they were the one person that's saying, you're not so hot. You know, we can stop you. And they did.
Well, the Pistons have moved on, but you really got a feel for this man right here.
For 3 straight years, the Bulls would meet the Pistons in the playoffs. And for 3 straight years, they would suffer a bitter defeat.
Chicago Bulls continue to frustrate themselves and their fans.
I felt it was very disappointing each and every time that we ended up getting to this hurdle and couldn't get over it.
The Pistons return to the NBA Finals for the 3rd straight time.
With each passing year, Michael's frustration grew deeper, while the whispers grew louder that Jordan was simply a one-man show who could not elevate the performance of his team.
I had to contend with people saying, well, a scoring champion doesn't win championships, which drove me nuts.
Defensively, the Pistons are pointing totally at Michael Jordan. They don't believe that any of the other 4 Bulls can hurt them at this point.
You can tell when we're beating him, and he's looking around like, I'm doing all I can do. I'm getting 60 points, 45 points, 39 points, and we're still losing.
As the 1991 season began, Jordan knew a change was needed if the Bulls were to finally fulfill their destiny.
I felt that we weren't going to lose out on this opportunity in terms of, you know, my leadership and what I had to do on the basketball court. I was going to do whatever I had to do to get us a championship.
He would focus on getting his teammates more involved and making the most of their talents.
Stock all the way for the driving layup. Blocked by Jordan. Michael Jordan. What a play. And here's Jordan down court to Stacey Keene. Slammed up. Michael Jordan doing it all. Greer falls down. And Cartwright steals the ball. Ahead to Jordan. Michael blowing in. Beats Pippen for the chin. Powerhouse.
Anything the Bulls lacked, Jordan would provide as they achieved their best record ever.
If you need something done, I do it. You know, defense, passing, scoring, whatever. That was the challenge that I took.
Returning to the conference finals, they found their tormentors, the Pistons, waiting once again. But this time, things would be different.
Pistons with the numbers. Edwards lost it. Oh, Jordan stripped the dribble. Paxson open. Yes. The Bulls on fire.
Jordan with Dumars. Takes him into the lane. Hands it off to Horace Grant. Inside, he lays it in. Yes, sir. McGuire baseline right. Doubled up. Had it chopped away. Turned right ahead to Jordan. Michael in the drive. In on Vinnie Johnson. All the way to the hoop and lays it in. Oh, there's panic all over the Pistons' faces.
Finally earning their vindication, the Bulls completed a 4-game sweep and put the Pistons' nightmare behind them.
That could be the nail in the coffin.
I remember looking directly in his eyes, and it was like, whatever you do, whatever you say, we're gonna beat you. And once you get him like that, all you can do is move aside because there's no stopping this freight train.
The Detroit Pistons heading back to the locker room. Their season has concluded while the Chicago Bulls advance to the NBA championship round.
As he made his NBA Finals debut, Jordan's timing was perfect. He would face Magic Johnson and the Lakers in what would be Magic's last trip to the Finals.
This series tends to be, at least in the public mind, Air Jordan against the Magic Man.
There's no question, you're not going to avoid the Magic Michael thing.
We're going to take our friends and fans on a trip into Dreamland, Magic and Michael.
Magic had led his Lakers to 5 championships in the 80s. If Michael were to inherit his mantle as the NBA's premier superstar, now would be the time to do it. And the entire sports world would be watching.
We didn't feel like the pressure was on us, but the challenge was there, especially for myself. Here I'm going against one of the greatest players in the game, and I want to beat him.
With his opportunity now in front of him, Michael would rise to the challenge and lift his teammates along with him, as Chicago would dominate the Lakers.
Devon's with a bounce pass in Jordan. The steal, tight ropes the sideline, all the way to the hoop for the dunk. A spectacular play by Jordan. The Bulls have exploded. Showtime as he skies into the air, and Air Jordan throws it down.
Michael and the Bulls would capture their first championship.
The look away to Livingston. Jordan. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan. Start to say the words, the world champion Chicago Bulls.
And the torch of NBA supremacy had emphatically been passed from Johnson to Jordan.
Everybody knew that it was coming. It's just when. When was he going to be ready to receive it and take it? And boy, could he receive it and take it. I mean, he came up and snatched it. Here, give it here, Magic. It's my turn now.
And the Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship.
For 7 long years, he had pursued the NBA title. And now that he had finally achieved his goal, he seemed to take on an even more heroic quality.
I think the fact that he failed the first few times he took a run at the title made people connect to him and relate to him a little bit better because they saw that he wasn't just this machine. I mean, everyone's failed at certain things, and to see a star of his magnitude fail and feel it so deeply raised his stature in people's minds.
And it seemed that fans everywhere were reveling in Michael's triumph.
From a public acceptance, you're never a champion until you are a champion. And once that burden was gone, I mean, he just soared to even greater heights that it's just hard to imagine.
As a member of this team and an organization in the city of Chicago for 7 years, it brings me great joy to say we are the world champions. Thank you.
Michael and the Bulls were raising the championship banner at last. But as the '92 season began, it was clear that his hunger for winning was far from satisfied.
It's like the guy on King of the Hill situation. Once you're on top of the hill, you want to defend it.
Having finally ascended to the NBA's pinnacle, Jordan was determined to stay there.
Michael, you know, he really took matters in his own hands right there at the stretch of the game.
Here comes Jordan. Behind the back. What a play. What a play. How does he do that? How does he do that? How does he know?
Whenever it's time for Mikey to take over a game, you know, he takes it over.
You know, and just let us know that, hey, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling good. It's my game. I love it. I love it.
Michael led Chicago to the best record in the league, and in the process, he would add to his growing list of personal accomplishments.
3 MVPs, 6 straight scoring titles. You are simply the standard by which basketball excellence is measured. Congratulations.
Chicago Stadium, the site tonight as the Bulls begin defense of their NBA championship.
Biggest focus of the season is the playoffs. I thrive on it. I love it. It's a joy for me to step in front of that camera when you know millions of people are watching and show the skills and the creativity that you have as an athlete.
Jordan drives again. Michael Jordan!
As the Bulls easily dispatched the Miami Heat, Jordan was at his sensational best.
Goes inside. Oh, classic Jordan! Classic Michael Jordan!
While against Patrick Ewing and his bruising Knicks, he would be at his most determined.
Oh, he is ripped by Starks.
Patrick is one of my best friends, but yet at one point in time in that series, I was ready to go blows with him.
Despite New York's physical play, Jordan refused to be intimidated. If anything, their strategy only served to inspire him even further.
Here's Jordan splitting through. Jordan with the steal. And then it's stolen by Starks. McDaniel chased by Jordan. It's a clean block. Whose game is it? It's Michael Jordan's game.
But he would save his most dramatic performance for the final act, in a showdown against rival superstar Clyde Drexler and the Portland Trailblazers.
Jordan against Drexler. Clyde against Michael.
See, this is what Michael lived for. He wanted this challenge.
Everyone was saying that this would determine who's the better guard in the league. I looked at that as a challenge, and hopefully by the end of that series, people understood the difference.
And he would waste no time erasing any doubts, putting on a spectacular show right from the start.
In the history of this league.
With his offensive explosion, Jordan propelled the Bulls to their second straight title and raised his own popularity to new heights. But incredibly, it was about to soar even higher. That summer, he would join Larry Bird and Magic Johnson on the fabled Dream Team.
You can't get too close to Michael, it's a foul.
But even in their celebrated company, it was Jordan who would take center stage in a frenzy of international attention.
We didn't know the hype that was in store for us. Until we started traveling around, we see helicopters and motorcades all over the place. Hey, this is big. You know, this is bigger than what we ever anticipated.
I mean, Beatlesque was about the only thing you can think of, and I just have never seen anything like it. But the one thing about Jordan that I would always say that makes him, to me, the most remarkable athlete that I've ever seen, and probably ever will see, is that he was always better than his height. Okay, so now he's hyped even more, but he gets even better. He keeps getting better and better and better no matter what you do. I just have never seen anything like it.
This group may well be the greatest team ever assembled in the history of team sports.
Michael capped the Olympics with his second gold medal. But he wasn't stopping there, as his competitive fire continued to burn.
It's been 8 years going into my 9th year, and we got 2 championships, and hopefully we got a lot left.
As the 1993 season began, Jordan would add even more astounding images to his seemingly endless highlight reel.
Yes, here comes Mike. Here's Jordan in deep on Elo.
Inbounds the cart right to Jordan. Time winding down. Michael for 3. Yeah! 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 Yes! 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 A winner! Unbelievable!
Michael, what would you like to say? Michael.
The entire season had seemed to become a command performance for Jordan.
It's an unbelievable sight to be pulling into a hotel at 3 in the morning on the bus. You turn around the corner and all of a sudden the whole street is lit up. You think, wow, they're filming a movie out here or something. Well, it's not. It's just that the Bulls are arriving. Michael Jordan, they have a chance maybe to see him.
In the postseason, he would lead the Bulls back to the finals with his trademark flair.
Yeah! Does it again!
But while Chicago playing for the NBA championship had become a familiar plot,
He is amazing.
the 93 finals would bring Michael a new and entertaining co-star.
God want us to win the world championship.
I don't know if I go that far, Charles.
No, I talked to him the other night.
However, not even divine intervention was enough,
Spins away on Marley. He'll take it all the way to the basket and drops it in.
as Jordan would relentlessly attack Charles Barkley and the Suns.
Now underneath, Michael fights and scores with a left hand.
Michael Jordan now looks like he is going to drive every time he gets his hand on a ball until they stop him.
His onslaught would include a personal finals best 55 points in Game 4.
Michael will take it. He's fouled. He scored. He threw it up. Off balance and went in. Oh, my. Michael with his fist clenched near midcourt.
I tell you, he's just simply amazing. He does whatever he has to do to beat you.
We cannot stop him. I never said we had to stop him.
Well,
we can't stop him.
focus on him.
Nobody can stop him.
The Bulls would wrap up the series in 6 games, sealing it in dramatic fashion.
Paxson going for the win. Here's Paxson for 3.
Paxson. Yeah! It's the 3!
That's the first score by anybody other than Michael Jordan in the entire fourth quarter.
Michael had now reached the pinnacle of his career.
For the 3rd year, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls have climbed the Mount Olympus of the NBA.
Solidifying his status as the game's greatest player, Jordan had done what Bird and Magic could not, win a 3rd straight title, a feat not achieved since Bill Russell's great Celtics of the 60s.
Congratulations, it's a great accomplishment.
He had seemingly done it all, but Michael's most astounding move was yet to come.
After we won the championship, I sat in on the floor and just reminisced about the whole season and the years that I've had at the game of basketball and where my life was and where my challenges were.
Do I have to do anything else? Can I just sit here for a few minutes?
It started weighing me down mentally because of all the things that were happening and some of the responsibility that I was gaining, the expectations. Mentally, I was exhausted because I forgot where I was. I forgot how I got there. Because of being on top for so long, you forget about a lot of the stages and the steps that it took to get to that point. And my father and I had a conversation about just stepping away.
Jordan had reached a crossroads, and he would spend the summers sorting out his feelings.
I wanted to give myself some time to make sure this was the right thing, this is what I really wanted to do. I asked Phil Jackson, frankly, I said, what kind of challenges can you give me next year? If you can give me one challenge, I would not retire.
He felt like if I don't have the desire to do it, if I don't have the thirst to play basketball and it's not as much fun as it used to be, then I'm going to lose my gift.
We were crying and trying to come up with different types of challenges, and I couldn't come up with one. He couldn't come up with one for me.
But the sense of anguish Michael felt as he wrestled with his decision would pale in comparison with what he was now about to face.
Last night, we began the show with the disappearance of Michael Jordan's father. Tonight, the worst fears have come true. James Jordan was found dead, the victim of an apparent murder.
It was a very difficult moment for me, and somehow I just kept my head high and looked at the good of it, you know, the time that we used to spend and the education that he gave me, and I thought about all the things that he used to tell me, just turn a negative into a positive, and here I was dealing with him in that way. It was tough.
Shaken by the death of his father, who had always been his closest advisor and supporter, his choice had now become clear. And soon, the world would know about it.
When I lose the sense of motivation and the sense of to prove something as a basketball player, it's time for me to move away from the game of basketball. It was something that my father and I talked about way before he passed. Me retiring from basketball and then playing baseball. And the final year that we won the championship was like his biggest push to go and do it. No one could present a challenge for me at the time, other than what my father was presenting to me, which was to go and play baseball.
Following his father's advice, Michael would become a minor league baseball player. But more than just a diversion, his new pastime was part of an emotional journey.
I think what baseball did for me was it gave me an opportunity to revisit all those moments that I had with my father. And when I really thought about it, I said, he was here. You know, everything that he's taught me, everything that I accomplished was him. It took me a while to understand that. And once I understood it, I could accept it and deal with it. So it was a therapeutic experience for me. I guess it made me at peace with myself.
But in March of 1995, he would leave baseball and return to Chicago.
He calls me about 7 in the morning and says, hey, let's go to breakfast. So we go to breakfast, we talk a little bit. He's in a suit. So he said, let's go over to practice and screw around before practice. I'm like, all right, fine, we'll do that. No problem. So we're out there just shooting. He has his suit on still. I have my practice stuff on. So a shooting game goes into a shooting contest. Then all of a sudden the contest goes into, well, let me see if you can still guard me. And then it goes from, well, let me see if you can still guard me. And then before you know it, we're playing on one-on-one.
I started attending a couple of practices and getting out there with the guys, and the enjoyment that came out of that really started to make me feel good.
The economy has produced 6.1 million jobs since I became president. And if Michael Jordan goes back to the Bulls, it'll be 6,100,001 new jobs.
Michael Jordan announced today he's coming back to basketball.
One guy said the words, "I'm back," and it set the world on fire, just turned it upside down.
I never thought I'd come back to the game of basketball. I never thought I would have that feeling to come back. But what drove me back was I truly loved the game.
Today, Michael Jordan at age 32 tries to accomplish what no one else truly has in team sports history.
After an 18-month absence, Jordan was back, and his return sparked a magical rush.
Here's Jordan. Bulls trail by 1. Michael. Oh, yeah. Welcome back, Michael Jordan.
And he instantly conjured up indelible images of the past.
Yes, and it counts. Michael Jordan. And that is a high for the NBA this season. 55 points by Michael Jordan. The inbounds to Michael. Racing the clock. Jordan for the win. Yes! He did it again! He is now back!
Jordan had seemingly returned to his role of savior, but in the playoffs, the young Orlando Magic were ready to show him that times had changed.
91-90 the score. Chicago with the lead with 18 and 1/10 seconds to play. All right, here we go. Now Jordan played by Anderson. And Jordan spinning his way against Anderson.
Jordan's miscue seemed almost unthinkable, but he would have one more chance to deliver his expected heroics.
Jordan played by Royal. Jordan from Pippen.
Here I was in those moments that you take pride in being put in, and yet I let the team down.
Michael and the Bulls would never recover from his struggles in Game 1.
Boy, Michael's missed a lot of close-in shots, and he's tried to take the game on.
As Chicago was eliminated by the Magic, Jordan discovered that his unique ability to lift his team to victory was only a memory. And now, he was left to wonder whether he would ever recapture his former throne.
Give him credit. He's probably still the greatest player in the game overall, but he just he wasn't his old self.
I was very demoralized, I think, and I was really looking in the mirror the whole time. I had doubts that maybe I can't play the same type of game that I used to play because I wasn't able to do it on call. So in sitting in that locker room and very disappointed, I made a promise to myself that come next year, I'm gonna be ready for this game.
Rededicating himself to the game, Jordan attacked his workouts with a vengeance, and he spent the summer honing his talent like never before.
I felt compelled each and every day when I got up to go out and somehow tune up and get back to where I was. So I was that much more motivated to prove to the world that don't write me off yet.
As he joined his teammates for the '96 season, Michael was embarking not just on a personal quest, but also on an historic mission.
I said to Michael, it's a great challenge anyway because no one's come back and helped the team win a championship. So this is a great challenge in that regard.
I was being judged on that from the public, from the media, because of my age and because of my being away from the game for 2 years almost. And the only way that I could prove them wrong was to win a championship, from start to finish.
And from the beginning, he was ready to prove his point.
Michael looking to make a move here. Clear out from Longley and takes home with authority. Wham! In your face.
MJ between them all. He got every one of them. Yes!
Jordan picked it off behind the back.
Oh, yes, sir. Wow!
He was in his own little zone today, and it was good.
3 on the shot clock. Here comes Michael, puts it on the floor, pull up 16-footer.
Put 2 more down for the King. He is the man.
Here is Jordan. Michael tonight is showing the entire repertoire.
With Michael on our side, it was, guys are on the bench the whole game saying, oh, we're only 12 down, we're going to come back.
Jordan going and throws it up. Skinny puts it in on an amazing move.
This guy was back in his full force as the most dominant player in the game.
Not only had his dominance returned, so had his zest for the game.
Come on, I'll give you a jump shot right now. I'll give you a jump shot, shoot it. Oh, you don't want it. Hey, my boy don't want to play, do it. He hurting this boy. You're hurting Nate, y'all. Get your back. Get your back. Oh, I got it. Oh. Give the tap my elbow.
His comeback had turned into a joyride as Michael would regain the MVP award and lead the Bulls into NBA history with a record for regular season victories.
There it is. 70 has become a reality for the Chicago Bulls.
Leading the Bulls to an astounding 72 wins, Jordan stamped them as one of the greatest teams ever, and incredibly, raised his own stature even higher.
He was up at the very top, the most popular athlete in the world for 8, 9, 10 years. He leaves the game and comes back stronger than ever. I don't think anyone in the history of sport has ever pulled off something like that. And the guy, and he did it again somehow.
In the playoffs, Michael would come full circle. Again facing Orlando, he would seize the opportunity for redemption.
Michael took it away. He's got Scotty with him. Pip right back to Michael for the jam.
Erasing the memory of last year's defeat, the Bulls swept the Magic in the Eastern Conference Finals. Jordan was now on the verge of completing his quest.
As the Bulls once again make it to the NBA Finals.
And facing the Seattle Supersonics on the NBA's ultimate stage, he would remove any remaining doubts that he was the Michael Jordan of old.
Michael Jordan is in another time, in another space, on another plateau.
And as he led Chicago to victory over Seattle, Michael's comeback was now complete.
And for the fourth time in 6 years, Jordan rules. After a 2-year absence, the Chicago Bulls have regained the NBA throne.
It marked the culmination of a journey that had begun with his retirement. Fittingly and symbolically, it had ended on Father's Day.
I think it was a signal to some degree that he was there with me. It was certain emotions that I couldn't really control, knowing that, the success of it had something to do with him, and that meant a lot to me.
Michael, I know that the first one was sweet, but how much sweeter was this one?
Well, I can't even put it in words. My Father's Day, what it means to me. I know he's watching. This is for Daddy.
Salute together the greatest NBA players of all time.
From the Chicago Bulls, number 23, Michael Jordan.
He's blessed with so many God-given abilities, and then his own self-drive to make him even better than that is something that takes him off the scale.
He is the most tenacious competitor. Add that to his physical gifts, and he has a sense of history and a sense of what his legacy can be if he keeps pushing it.
Michael on the drive. Right by everybody with the left hand.
There's something compelling about this guy, so likable, so dignified and classy, and yet with the athletic heart of an assassin.
Tell me I can no longer fly. I don't want you to. It's not how hard you push along the way. It's having something in you to finish.
Michael Jordan had regained his place as the NBA's preeminent player. He had recaptured the title and achieved one of sport's greatest comebacks. But as usual, he was intent on achieving even more.
Jordan setting it up on Cheney. Take it, 51 for Michael Jordan. MJ.
Oh, he did it! And Michael shakes the finger. He finally got his dump on Mount Matumbo.
And against the Utah Jazz in the finals, he continued to display the many different ways he could lead a team.
MJ, top of the circle against Russell. Michael hangs, fires, scores! Knocked it in, Bulls win! He knocked it in at the buzzer, Bulls win! How many times has he done that?
Following his Game 1 heroics, Jordan would provide a different kind of drama in Game 5. Weakened by a stomach virus, he would keep the Bulls in the game through sheer will and determination.
As a leader, you want to be there for your team. As long as I'm able to walk and run and shoot, I've always been there. Sick, it didn't matter.
With the score tied in the final minute, an exhausted Jordan would summon his strength and deliver the crushing blow.
Back Michael, open three, yes! They lead it, 38 points for the Kings. Stuck a dagger at him with a three, yes!
That he gave us today was unbelievable, as his teammates, we really appreciate the way that he steps up and shows his leadership to our ball club.
With Michael winning his 5th Finals MVP award, the Bulls captured their 5th title. But even in their moment of triumph, one question lingered. How much longer would Jordan play?
Do you think you guys will get together and do it all again?
Oh, tough question to ask us right now. We're just enjoying what we're doing.
Celebrate. Go ahead and celebrate.
With rumors swirling of his impending retirement, the 1998 season took on an air of finality for Jordan. Throughout the league, crowds turned out in record numbers to witness what was dubbed the Last Dance. Embracing his role as the game's ambassador, Michael's popularity had never been higher, and his aura never greater. He was the focus of attention all season long, and each night he would leave fans with a performance to remember.
Lots of guys are strong, and lots of guys have skill, and only one guy has this level of artistry.
At the All-Star Game in New York, he would capture MVP honors for the third time.
I'm only going to allow him to have his trophy if he promises to come back and do it again.
And with Michael driving the Bulls, they were taking aim at yet another NBA championship.
You don't find leaders like that in this game. You don't find people that want to practice and lead in practice as well as in games.
Though it was to be his final season, he never wavered from his own lofty standards of excellence, continuing to perform in his incomparable style.
His game is beautiful to watch, not just effective in an athletic sense, but theatrically he is beautiful. He has that presence. There's something about him.
Kittles against Jordan, knocked away, stolen by Michael. MJ on the right. Michael dumps the ball and a foul. Oh my!
I've seen every basket that Michael's made as a professional. You think you see him do something he's done before, and then you say, no, this is something he made up, it's different. I just find myself as a fan jumping out of my seat.
At the age of 35, Jordan became the oldest player ever to win the league's MVP award, capturing the honor for the 5th time. And in a rematch with Utah in the NBA Finals, he was as spectacular as ever, bringing the Bulls to the brink of their 6th title of the decade.
Michael with a hang-time move.
But with Chicago leading 3-2, he would save one of his most remarkable performances for last. In Game 6 in Utah, the Bulls trailed by 3 with less than a minute to play. Facing a critical moment, Michael would add a stirring final chapter to his legend.
Out front to the man, Michael Jordan. Jordan up top, fake left, go right. He's there, lay it up, score it easily. Wow.
Throughout his career, he had answered every challenge, and with his resolve tested once again, Jordan would respond as he had done so often before.
Stockton inside of Carmelo, they double it. Jordan knocks it away from him. Jordan's got it. The Bulls can win it right here. The Bulls can win it. Unbelievable.
And now all that remained was to provide the perfect exclamation point.
16 seconds left. Bulls down 1. Michael against Russell. 12 seconds. 11. 10. Jordan a drive. Hangs. Fires. Scores! He scores! The Bulls lead 87-86.
The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship in the last 8 years.
Oh my God, that was beautiful. What a beautiful.
This legend just
holy cow!
It's been remarkable. What a joy to watch.
That may have been the last shot Michael Jordan will ever take in the NBA.
I am here to announce my retirement from the game of basketball.
For the 2nd time in his career, Michael Jordan caps a championship three-peat with retirement.
His poster hangs on walls in remote Chinese villages. They try to imitate his moves in small-town gyms everywhere.
I chose to walk away knowing that I can still play the game. And that's what I've always wished, for my career to end. That's exactly the way I wanted to end it.
And every athlete's dream is to have a career like his and finish with a championship and making your last shots.
Michael just seems to have almost a little magic with him. That's exciting. It's fun to watch, and it's stuff that legends are made of.
The
way he's carried himself and what he's done for this sport in general and for people. He's allowed them to dream.
You know, people really didn't want to believe a man could actually fly. And he gave everyone that belief that for a little bit, maybe they could.
This guy was just an icon. He's a one-man show. And how much we're going to miss him, you can't even say in words.
I guess what impresses me the most is that he's determined to be Michael Jordan every night. I never got the impression that he threw his shoes out or sent his uniform out there and took the night off.
In my life, I don't know that I ever saw another athlete with such a remarkable set of qualities of mind, body, and spirit.
He's an American original. If a friend from Europe comes to me and says, I'm in your country, what do I see? I would say, well, go to the Grand Canyon and take a river trip down it for a couple of days and go to Chicago and watch Michael Jordan play. He's who we are.
Jordan going and throws it up. Oh, Skinny puts it in on an amazing move.
Oh, baby, what a sensational play. Look at him fly right through the air with the greatest of ease.
Robinson way in the back court. Jordan is stealing.
Jordan drives again.
Best player in the game today.
Let's go. Keep your head. Everybody get together. Let's go. Let's go, Hank. Right there, dog. Right there to you.
Michael Jordan, that's a poster. He is absolutely the best. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.